Looking at the streets of Nottingham, the small alleys, the big, old, beautiful buildings, the sky above it, the people in it, is like looking over my shoulder. I was born here. It's where life started. It's why I boldly proclaim the city's football club is
the greatest football team in the entire world.
Or why its cinema, where I fell in love with film, is
the greatest cinema in the entire world.
Or even, at a stretch, why the Little round the corner is
it's the greatest Little in the whole entire world.
Memory and affection blind you. I started out wanting to make a film about Nottingham and why I feel so connected to the city. I wanted to show people it was more than just old lace factories and Robin Hood. And then I started asking myself some questions. Why am I making this film? Who is the audience? What do I really want to say that is even remotely goddamn interesting?
Alright, I get it!
So, in order to ground my film in something, just anything, I started researching a term called psychogeography, a term defined by a French guy called Guy Debord in 1955. Largely a load of intellectual hocus pocus, it discussed our relation to cities and how they affect us. My main takeaway was this idea about the flaneur, an individual who wanders around without an objective in order to take in the feel of a city. I soon came across a 1959 documentary called On the Passage of a Few Persons Through a Rather Brief Unity of Time, again directed by our friend Guy Debord. And yes, it's as pretentious as it sounds. Though it was interesting, I vehemently disagreed with the haughty, judgmental tone of moments like this.
Les autres suivaient sans y penser les chemins appris une fois pour toutes, vers leur travail et leur maison, vers leur avenir prévisible. Pour eux déjà, le devoir était devenu une habitude, et l'habitude un devoir.
To me, it just seemed so misanthropic, nihilistic. So what if people like structure, their favourite pub or predetermined walk in the park? I want to prove the Frenchies wrong. And here's why.
Just realised I don't know what I'm fucking saying.
I think personally, cities or towns give us a sense of purpose as they anchor moments in time together to create something or an essence of a life that you yourself are building for yourself. Structure gives meaning because it reminds you of what came before, and without looking through our past, we can never better work out our future. I've lived in 3 cities now. Bristol, which I look back on my memories through a phone screen.
I was like, this is kind of a vibe. I was like, medieval Jigsaw's kind of a Johnny!
Manchester, that I am currently exploring through an expensive camera lens, and Nottingham, which when I close my eyes, I can see. This is the first time I've been back here. Now I don't call it my home. It looks different. The places where I shared first kisses, or spoke with friends, or learned how to love the things that I love seem distant. Time has sadly eroded their meaning. The memories are diluted. Years have passed, and I have lost contact with those people. And yet, these moments still make me, me.
Les hommes ne peuvent rien voir autour d'eux qui ne soit leur visage. Tout leur parle d'eux-mêmes. Leur paysage même est animé.
Hey, finally something we can agree on.
Everyone's life is their own story, and you are the protagonist. Hometowns represent the beginning, when things were innocent and easy. Fake IDs, meaningless hangovers.
Tea in a minute. I think I'm still drunk.
Defunct, uninformed conversations. This is footage of me last summer. I'm about to break my ankle. Seriously, I have the scar to prove it. This is me now, in the same place, at a different time. These images show people from another era, and another era, and another, in the same space, but in different moments in time. All of them have their own stories, and these microcosms of narrative splendour make up the story of the city. Big or small, it all matters. Cities and spaces act as direct links to the past and the best vision for our futures. Though I'm gone, I can't help myself looking at what's going to be done about that god-awful Broadmarsh development, or finding a smile on my face when Antiques Roadshow visits Wollerton Hall. As I look back at these images of people in my city over 100 years ago, I feel an odd sense of pride. Why is that? We're separated by 2 cataclysmic world wars, millions of metric tons of social change, a climate emergency, and far too many prime ministers in the past few years alone. So why is that? Why did I want to come back here and make this film? A home-cooked meal and a hug from my mum was certainly a big draw. A pint with my mates. A pint too many. A browse through Waterstones. Catch a film. Go in this shop and go in that shop. Grab a bite to eat. See the castle. My life. In a series of spaces. And that is ultimately what dragged me back. To be the flaneur. To wander aimlessly and take it all in. To take in my life. The Frenchies were wrong. You don't need to understand your city, to adapt it, or to break out of the cycle of mundanity, or whatever that even means. You just have to look up, and down, and across the street, and you'll know if there's something there in your heart.